Hi everybody, good morning. It's me, Delphine again. I'm a digital business owner. So today is another session of interviewing with my business partner, real life, real people, real testimonial. So today I have the honor to actually bring you to another country. So where are we going today? Okay, let's see. Okay, last week we went to France, and the week before we went to Australia. So today we'll be going to one of the big country, United States. Okay, so let me get you there right now. So buckle up and take your passport along. Okay, come, let's go. Hi everybody, I have now Masako with me. Hi Masako.
Hi, I love your introduction. That's awesome.
Thank
Looks
you,
like
thank
I'm in
you.
a movie or something.
Yeah, you're like a movie star.
That's
Thanks
awesome.
for coming to my this Thursday testimonial series. I'm so honored to actually invite you all the way from United States. Do you mind to do a brief self introduction of yourself to our viewers?
Yes. Hi, guys. My name is Masako. I live in the United States, close from Washington, D.C. in East Coast called Maryland. I have 6 and 9-year-old children, and I live with my husband and little puppy.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. I have
Mhm.
three bunnies. You're a little puppy.
Oh, my goodness.
We're
Harmful,
all pet
huh?
lovers,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, thanks for coming on board today. And I would actually like to actually you to actually share with our viewers what actually makes you to decide to embark on this digital business, and what is something that in this business that you love. You can talk about anything that you love about this business.
Yes. Well, I was working before I had my children, and after I had my children, I decided to stay, and raise my kids. But when the youngest one started going back to school, I decided that I was gonna go back to work. But I knew that because I used to work, I knew that all this regular job would not fit my personality or my lifestyle with my children,
Mm,
because of non-flexible schedules and more stress. I already had enough stress with other things that was going on in my life at that time. So I knew that online space was something that I needed to look into.
mm,
My priority has changed since I had my children. So yes, the online place was something that I was looking to, and then I did sign up for so many opportunities before I found this business.
mm.
But the things that I was lacking were lack of a support system,
Ah,
right? If I was going to work, for myself, I needed some kind of support system, right? Because I
yeah.
don't know anything about, online business or anything. But all these other opportunities that I found was, they'll try to sell whatever the program that they had, but that's about it. And they didn't have many mentorship and stuff like that. And if you do want a mentorship, you have to pay tens of thousands of dollars, and I thought that was not really good for me. And yeah, so the support system was something that I was looking for, definitely, and flexibility for online business. And that was something that I enjoy having, support system. And we are
Mm,
global business, and if you get stuck with training, you can ask your mentor, not only mentor, but people um, in the
in the
whole
community.
world, right? Even
Yeah.
you, and just anybody who has a knowledge about a certain things, you can ask anybody. It's one click away. You can ask you
Mm,
can send a one question, and boom, you can just send it to everybody in this
correct.
community,
Yeah.
in the world. So instead of waiting, a week or 2 weeks, and a month sometimes, playing phone tag and whatnot. So you get answers right away from, people who have a knowledge about that issues. So that's been really helpful, and everybody's super supportive, right? Because this is not a very competitive environment. People help each other with this journey, everybody's journey. If you do good, everybody is super happy for you, and if you get stuck, everybody is there to support you. So it's very very helpful environment. It's really hard to find that kind of things, I think, in the real world, because where everything is about competition
Competitions,
in a
yes, correct.
way. At least from my experience, when I used to work. So it's nice to have that kind of, somebody has a back
Yeah,
always.
correct.
Um,
No politics, right?
Right, right, right. And also at the same time, you can learn so much,
Mm,
not from the community, but about yourself too. Self
mm,
growth is something that they focus on so much, not only technical side of running a business, but also because you have to be very strong.
mm.
In order to run your business, and not many people have that before you start this kind of journey, right? So
Yes,
they teach you how to have a strong mindset. And, I didn't have a strong mindset before.
I
But,
think we all do at certain times. We just need some
yeah,
motivation from people.
right. They teach you how
Yeah.
to motivate yourself, how
Yes.
to go through struggle, obstacles, how to be
Mm,
more positive, and
yes.
those things, right? That's something that life skill that the school should have taught long time ago. Um,
Yes.
but we don't get to usually learn that kind of important life skills, even
Mm,
in a corporate world. So I think that's something that we can get to learn, and that's something that nobody can take away. And then
mm,
those things is something that you can pass it on to your family and children. And
yes.
I think it's great. That's what I love about this community, and also get to know people all around the world, like including you. I didn't speak to you before, but here we are. We are talking
Yeah.
all
And when
over.
we get to speak to each other, we actually get to know more things about, the country that the person is living in. It actually widen our knowledge.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly, exactly. Yeah. So I always wanted to have, people, friends, all over the world. And here we are. It's not pen
Yeah.
pal. It's like a long time ago, years ago when we had that. But
Yeah.
screen
True.
to screen kind of things. And it's more,
Correct. Yeah.
modern
Mm.
style of PayPal, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been
Wow.
fun. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
yeah, for sure.
Yes, thanks for sharing. Actually, I totally agree with you, especially as a stay-at-home mom, and when we are wearing so many hats, other
Mm,
than mom, I think you are also wearing other hats, like being a chef, being a
yes,
chauffeur for your kids, being your counselor for your kids. Yeah.
yes,
So sometimes we need that flexibility that you love, that
yeah.
works within our schedule, so that we are not so tied up with the business as well as with our kids. We have that flexibility. Yeah, so
Mm,
which is actually very important for a stay-at-home mom, like you. And the
mm,
community support, sometimes we are being a stay-at-home mom for so long, we actually lost touch with, how the digital world actually works. Sometimes when I try to Google things, I couldn't find an answer as well, you
right.
know. So yeah, the mentorship actually and the coaches there, that the guidance from the community, because they are really so successful through
Mm-hmm.
their experience. Yeah, like Masako, I could actually learn something from her as well, because some things that she might encounter, that she encountered before, I might not encounter, and I only encounter none. So this is how, this is the time where she can start to actually impart her knowledge to me, to share with me. Correct.
Right.
That's how we actually, yeah, learn from the global community on this portion. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Thanks, Masako. Do you have
Thank you.
something, an advice for our viewers who are, on a fence sitter, as a fence sitter? What is the advice that you can actually give it to them?
Yes. Yes. I think it's. I always say this, but like you are doing the same things over and over and over, and then some people do ask for different things, even though they are doing the same things, right? And that doesn't make sense to me. If you are asking for something different, if you want something exciting, if you are feel stuck or whatever you're feeling, if you feel like this life is not going anywhere after living it for such a long time, years and years, right? And something is not right, just listen to your heart. So, because that's telling you, your heart is telling you that you got to do something about it, right? But you might feel responsibility to do whatever the task in front of you, to work and do things over and over and over, but that kind of thing doesn't gonna get you anywhere. If you're feeling something, if your heart is not there, and then it's not, you are not using your life in a potential way. So I think you owe it to your parents to live your life at fullest, because if you have your children, that you want the best for your children, right? So ask yourself, if your parents are happy, if they are happy with if how you're feeling right now. If you're not, then do something differently, for sure. And because there's so many opportunities out there, it's just a matter of opening the door and the courage that you have to take and do something totally different, or it might be a little bit different, but that this baby step can get you a totally different direction as well. So do whatever it takes to live your potentials.
Yes, correct. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I totally agree. I always listen to my instinct, my instinct will tells me this is correct, this is wrong, or I should actually do this. So listen to your heart, step out of your comfort zone, because it's never you will never achieve your goals within your comfort zone, because you are being too comfortable sitting there, you know.
Mhm.
We just need to get out of our normal life, or our robotic life, I always call it, because it's always very routine and cycle, and explore something new, because this could be just for you. So if you're keen to know what Masako and I are doing in this digital business, you can register for a complimentary webinar in my webpage here. Okay, then I will connect with you, or you can connect with Masako if you are connected with her. Virtually here is fine. Because we are all here to actually help everybody globally.
Right,
Okay,
right.
yes. Thanks,
Yes,
Masako, for this evening on your end and morning on my end. Okay,
yes.
have a good evening on your side, and good morning,
Thanks.
everybody. Enjoy your day today. Okay,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Masako.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.